What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, for the first time asserted explicitly that he could pardon himself from any crime that he might have committed, of which he says there aren't any. As has been stated by numerous legal scholars, Trump wrote this in a Monday morning tweet: "I have the absolute right to pardon myself. But why would I do that when I have done nothing wrong? In the meantime, the never-ending witch hunt led by 13 very angry and conflicted Democrats and others continues into the midterms." The witch hunt Trump referred to is Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation, which to this point has resulted in over 100 charges against 19 different people, including Trump campaign staffers Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, and George Papadopoulos, along with former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Mueller is a Republican who was appointed by then FBI Director George W. Bush. He wants to pardon himself. Why would Donald Trump feel the need to say, I can pardon myself for any crimes I might have committed, which I haven't? Why would anybody say something like that? That's like OJ saying, I didn't do it, but if I had. Basically, Donald Trump saying that he can pardon himself. Translation is, I'm 100% guilty. And I'm letting you know that if it comes down to it, I'll pardon myself. Here's the trip thing about Donald Trump supporters. They know his ass is guilty. And they have the same type of mentality that Trump has, a get over type mentality, or I can do it, you can't do it personality. Do as I say, not as I do personality. Take, and then blame anybody else for wanting to receive anything. Run from responsibility while at the same time telling everybody else how responsible they need to be, and talk about self-accountability. So they know Trump stole the election, and even if they don't know for certain, they don't care. So they like the idea of Trump being able to pardon himself because they don't want to hold him accountable. That's their dude, and they're sticking with him come hell or high water. One of the biggest obstacles Trump will have to overcome if he tries to pardon himself is that in 1974, the Department of Justice spelled out just 4 days before Nixon retired that a president's pardoning power does not extend to himself. So he can't pardon himself. In other words, you can't be the judge of yourself. You can't judge your own case. So that's it. But I'm sure they're going to push it to the limits, because that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to push, trying to see how much stuff that they can get away with. And they're only going to go as far as the American people allow them to. You can't trust Congress to hold Donald Trump accountable. They're part of the problem. Remember, they're the ones who elected him. A small group of representatives, electors from each state that voted for him. He didn't win the popular vote. That means that the majority of Americans don't like him. Hell, the majority of people in the world don't like him. Totally unqualified. And there is no law that Donald Trump is not willing to break. And he has very, very little knowledge. I mean, very little. I don't even know if I should even say knowledge, period. Because this dude has no clue of what he's doing. He has no clue about how to run a country. It's like somebody brought him into the White House and say, okay, here's the keys. And he's like, what the hell? I don't like you. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Hey, I want to bring this guy in. I want him to work this position. Her work this. She work this. I want him here. Dip, dip, dip. And none of them are qualified. None of the people that's in the positions that he have them in his cabinet, none of them, including him, his daughters, all of them, none of them are qualified to govern. That none of them have a clue as to what they're doing. Boy, I can't wait to 2020, boy. Midterms, it's gonna be on. This dude, he said, I can pardon myself. Didn't, what's the Helter Skelter guy name? Helter Skelter. Charles Manson. Didn't Charles Manson say something like that? Damn, man. Boy, how I long for the days that I could see Donald Trump on television and just turn the channel. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Damn.